Welcome back to our channel. We are BitcoinMagazine.nl and we are live today from Crypto Congress 2025. It has been a wonderful day. We got to sit with the most intelligent and the most important key opinion leaders in the crypto market right here in one of the most beautiful buildings in the center of Amsterdam. This is where money moves. And where money moves, that's where crypto is also going to be moving forward. And this Crypto Congress 2025 has shown us that we are moving towards a very bullish 2026. And with that in mind, I'm sitting now with Renske.
Hello.
How are you doing?
I'm good. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
I am very honored to have you sitting right here today. And your panel was impressive. You guys kind of took a look forward to 2026. So let's start there. If I told you, give me in a nutshell, what can I expect in 2026? What would your answer be?
Well, 2026, we believe or think it will be a bear market, actually. So in the coming few months till the end of the year, we think we're still in a bullish market. But 2026 is what we believe, if you look at historical data, most probably a bear market.
Okay. Now, I asked this question to someone else who sat here, Kim, if I'm not mistaken. I told her that you guys go on stage.
Yeah.
You stand there and you tell us what's going to happen.
Yeah.
But the market that you're trying to tell us about can go from $1 billion to $500 million loss in 4 hours. We could go from 140 to 100 in 1 hour.
Yeah.
One tweet from a president and we're all broke.
Yeah.
So
this happened actually recently last month with the biggest liquidation in history, 20 billion.
So with that in mind, how do you feel confident to actually go on stage and predict the market?
Well, of course, you can never predict. If we could predict 100%, then, we wouldn't sit here.
No, you'd be flying in jets.
I know. Yeah. No.
Okay.
So, of course, we can never predict, but we just also look at historical data. And if you look at historical data, you see once every 4 years, you see a bear market year. And if you look at this data, then 2026 is also the year that we can expect a bear market. And of course, we never know for sure, but we develop some indicators and we always follow our indicators. And also, if we look at the indicators, we see that now we're still in a bullish market, but most probably we will also see a less bullish market and maybe a bearish market in 2026.
Now, how do I prepare for this? Because I'll be honest with you, you're the first person who sat here today and said, hey, it's not going to be all sunshine and flowers next year. You can expect it to be a bearish market. So if I'm going to listen to you, which I'm inclined to do, how do I prepare for this?
Well, thank you, first of all.
What?
Yeah. Well, it depends on how what your horizon is, right? So if you have a very long horizon in investing in crypto, then it doesn't really matter, because even if we have a bear market next year, the market we expect to go up in the years after. So even if you enter right now, but you have a horizon of a couple of years, then don't try to time the market. That's not wise. But if you're in, you have a horizon of getting into the market in the coming few months, then I would say just try and wait, and you will know when the market crash, and then you start buying. Just buy. Whenever the market crash, just start buying. And it doesn't matter if it then crashes a little bit more, because then over time you will see the market will come back. Yeah, very about.
Okay. So as you've said, 2026 bear market, but you also said we're still in a bullish cycle.
Yes.
So what would your suggestions be for someone who says, I want to make as much profit right now in the bullish cycle?
Yeah.
What would you say?
Well, of course, again, we follow our indicators. And if we look at our indicators, the most probable scenario is that we are in a bullish market. I do have to say, last month with the big crash that we saw, the Black Swan event, we also saw that there was a lot of emotion still in the market. So the market was a little bit undecided. Are we going into a bullish market or a bearish market? Well, at the moment, we think we just had our lowest point at $98,000, where we also opened our new positions, long positions. And if we now look at the most probable scenario, and of course, a lot can happen in the time, but if we look at it right now, we think it can still go up to 130, maybe 150, but we're always a little bit, cautious. So we think $130,000 is still something that we can expect in the coming few months. And I never know if it will be tomorrow or if it will be next week, but more or less November, maybe December. And then I think that's it for the year.
Okay. Now, if you had to pick one macroeconomic factor that you say this might influence what's going to happen,
Yeah.
what would it be?
Well, of course, if you look at the interest rates in the US, so if you have the FMOC, that the Fed that come out with the interest rates, it shows something about the liquidity in the market. And if the interest rates go down, there's more liquidity, and then most probably you will also see that that has an effect on the crypto exchange or on the crypto price as well. Yeah.
Yeah. So bearish next year, bullish right now. And the way you could see, how long have you been in the actual crypto market?
I started myself when Bitcoin was around $3,000. And my business partners were in crypto when it was still $400. I'm actually the one who doesn't like to trade because I'm far too emotional to trade. But luckily, I have two amazing business partners who know how to trade without emotions. And therefore, we created a whole strategy around it, a more progressive one and a more defensive one. But I'm not the person who likes to trade myself.
Okay. So if you said 3,000.
3,000, yeah.
So you've been in this market for about 7 years already.
Yes.
It's been a while.
It's been a while. Yeah.
It's been a while.
I've seen some crashes. I've seen some.
I'm closer to your partners,
Yeah.
500, 400.
Yeah.
That's my number. But you've been in here for a while. So based on your past experience,
Yeah.
as crypto is moving, have you seen any positive changes?
Yes, of course. No, I think, well, first of all, you see a lot of institutionals or institution and institutional money inflowing. Also, regulation is more, well, more here.
And
I
you
think,
and you categorize regulations under positive.
yeah, it's an interesting question because the whole white paper around Bitcoin is without the interference of banks and governments. So that is definitely something. Do you want something to be more regulated? Yes or no? But if I think if you look at the maturity of the market, it helps, right? So if you have a little bit more regulation, it helps to create more mass. So, and that's also what you're seeing, that more and more people are now like, oh, hey, if a MicroStrategy is actually coming into play, and also BlackRock with their ETFs, and these big names also getting into crypto, then it must be something, right? So, I think getting that attention is good for crypto, but it has its pros and cons, of course.
And that's my point.
Yeah.
Getting that attention, you said, is good for crypto. But let's put it to you like this. When companies like Strategy come in,
Yeah.
they start buying up crypto,
Yeah.
the resale value
Yeah.
is obviously going to go back to what they decide.
Yeah.
So in a way, we're leaning towards the traditional finance creeping into the decentralized. Do you foresee that happening more, or do you say there's going to come a point where we need to be like, hey, stop?
Well,
Where do you stand?
I think I stand at the latter because that's the whole belief around crypto. But I'm afraid that it won't happen, right? So
That's realistic.
yeah, just realistic. I don't think it will happen. Yeah.
Yeah. There's too much money in the game.
Yeah.
When it gets
It
to a
is.
point where they're not going to back out anymore.
Yeah.
Okay. So based on what you just said, traditional finance is creeping into decentralized finance.
Yeah.
Do you foresee that that's going to help us become more mainstream, or do you say, hey, this is going to work against us and we're going to lose the essence of crypto?
Well, it depends on the purpose you're using digital assets or crypto so. If, for example, Bitcoin started as the promise around Bitcoin was a digital currency.
Freedom.
And unfortunately, because of the volatility of the currency, it's not being used as a currency. But if you now look at stablecoins, for example,
Yes.
they are very stable, and they are the digital currency. So they are making the promise that Bitcoin had in the beginning. So I do think we are now in a moment of a paradigm shift where fiat money is being less interesting, and more people are wakening or are
Yeah.
wakening up on how interesting digital assets or digital money, digital currencies can be without interference of banks and without interference of governments to actually move money around. And yeah, for example, if you're in Africa or you're in South America or you're in Asia, where you have all these regimes, which are very unstable, it gives people with just internet a lot of freedom. And I do think that is a very positive movement. But if you just look at the Bitcoin as a trading asset, where you have more and more interference and regulation, then so it depends on how you look at it.
I like that. I like that perspective. Now, we're in the Netherlands,
Yes.
Amsterdam, heart of everything right here. And it's a tricky question. A few months ago,
Be nice to me, please.
you heard her. Nice to meet you.
Don't give me hard question.
Just like you, Renske. That was good. A few months ago, a politician that tried to say, hey, we need a national Bitcoin reserve right here in the Netherlands.
Yes.
Everybody who has the power to make that happen said no.
Yeah.
Without any exceptions.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
And there wasn't even maybes in there.
Yeah.
It was just
I
straight
know.
up.
I saw the vote. Yeah.
There you go. So from that perspective, we that live here in the Netherlands, and we always look out, the world is leaving us behind.
Yes.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
So, from your point of view, what should we be doing?
Well, create your own national reserve. That's a good one. Yeah, no, yeah, I think educate yourself, right? So be aware of what is happening around you and be aware of like what fiat money is doing and that is actually losing value over time, and what digital assets can mean for you and mean for your, well, building wealth. And you know, in politics, you know, you can think whatever you think about this person, but I think he also had quite a good vision. But he's copying. He's like copy pasting someone else.
Everybody.
Yeah. So he's not really a visionary.
No.
But his thoughts wasn't very a wrong one. It was actually a very good one. But unfortunately, I think we need to educate also people in government, because a lot of people are still afraid, right? So they don't know what they don't know. So
it's a very good point. Now, from the way you're actually seeing things, I love your perspective on things. That's why if you look at the doelgroep, the target group, doelgroep's a Dutch word. So the target group that's happening right here in the Netherlands, if you look 40-plussers, there's still the ABN and the ING, and you know. But if you look at the 30 down or even 20 down, they're on Revolut, they're on Bunk.
yes.
And then Revolut right now received their MiCA license. So they have their crypto right there. You swipe, you have your bank, you swipe, you have beleggers, you have AAX, you have everything right there in one app. Completely digital. Do you foresee that the big banks, the traditional finance, are they going to say, hey, let's join this? Or are you saying, no, we're going to fight this? Where do you land?
Interesting. So last month in the news, ING Bank actually came out with the news that they will now create with 7 other European banks a stablecoin.
Yes.
So I think they are now in the game of like, if we can beat them, we need to join them.
And
of
do
course,
you foresee that happening in the next 10 years?
Interesting. I don't know. Yeah, interesting. I don't know. I think, you know, we're in a technological revolution.
Yeah.
And I think in many markets, like sites in this market, you see that sometimes the big names, they come in too late. And then they're nobody anymore after a few years, like Blockbuster, right? No one, yeah. And actually, Netflix was the one who sit down with Blockbuster, and Blockbuster refused because they didn't believe in the technological revolution of streaming. Yeah, and I think that's happening the same. So it depends on visionaries. Are there enough visionaries in the boards of these big banks?
And if there's not, we'll keep moving backwards.
Yeah, but then there are also banks that are too big to fail, right? So, and it also has to do with governments and how they have vision or not.
Vision.
Yeah.
It's at the core of everything. So you're on stage, you did the panel. How was the panel?
Good. Yeah, nice to be with other winners.
Very good.
Yeah.
Now, from the questions that you received on your panel, what is the one question they didn't ask you? Oh, you're like, they should have asked me this question. I was ready for that question.
Oh, that's a good question. Well, maybe this question.
All right.
I don't know. Well, you put me on the spot here. I don't know which...
You know something? I'll make it very simple to you. When it comes down to it, the one thing that we should know from your perspective for 2026, besides the bear market, what should it be?
Well, I think, if you're not into crypto yet, I think try to educate yourself. And it's always good to have a little bit of an alternative assets in your whole portfolio, and just start safe. So start buying maybe monthly some Bitcoin. And it will be, although there will be a bear market, I don't think it will be something you will regret over time. And of course, I cannot give financial advice, but I'm just giving it like a personal...
This is Renske's advice.
Yeah, this is my personal, what I should do. But and educate yourself on what is happening in the world.
Very good. So at the core of what we can take away from this interview is very simple. Educate yourself. We foresee a bear market, but we're not going to get poor or die from it.
No.
We will rebound and everything will be okay.
Yes, definitely.
Very good. We are live right here from the Congress, the Crypto Congress 2025 from the heart of Amsterdam. And we have been sitting down with the key opinion leaders, the people who actually matter to the crypto space, the most intelligent and the most actual savvy and knowledgeable people. And Renske is one of those people. Thank you very much for your time. Thank you very much for your perspective and what you bring to the market. And we appreciate you sitting down with us today.
Thank you. I appreciate you too.
Very welcome. So, you know what to do. Share this video, like this video, and you have comments, leave the comments. We always go back to the comments. We always answer your comments, and keep following us right here for BitcoinMagazine.nl.